yeah, I just please ignore the fact that I look like a mad scientist right now or whatever I look like. I don't know. We're just gonna skip past that. Hi guys, and welcome to Unhinged. Clack, 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 clack. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still doing this. Why am I doing this? I don't know why I'm doing this. First, let's put Garfield's clothes on. I need a life. Yes, I do. No, I don't. There we go. Hi guys, welcome to Unhinged O'Clock. After hours. As you can tell by my hair. I don't know what's happening, and it's just gonna stay that way, so please ignore it. I feel like I look like a bird. Why do I look like that? Oh my god, I can't do it. I can't do it. I just filmed a video. It took me like an hour to film, and I'm doing another one today, and I hope you can't tell, because I tried to make it look a little different so that you can think it's a different day, but then I just told you the truth. Why would I do that? I don't know. Wish I could explain it better. Give me a day or two. I'm wasting time. Hi guys, and welcome to Unhinged O'Clock. The reason that I am here today is to tell you guys which one of my New Year's resolutions from 2025 I completed. Or I'm just gonna give you an update. I don't know if you guys remember, but I filmed a video that I only posted 3 things last year, I'm pretty sure. And one of the videos was me thinking that I was gonna start a podcast. And towards the end of the video, if you made it that far, I talked about my New Year's resolutions for 2025, okay? And I was wearing that shirt that Garfield's wearing in that video. So please refer to the end of the video that I'm wearing this shirt if you don't remember what my New Year's resolutions are. But if you don't want to watch that video, then that's on you. But I will give you a recap on what my New Year's resolutions were as I go. Okay, so welcome. It's March 2026, okay? So I didn't come up with any New Year's resolutions this year because I was going through it at the beginning of the year, and that's not what this is about. This is about my New Year's resolutions for 2025 and whether or not I completed any of them. I don't think I did, and I don't really remember them, but we're gonna go through it and we're gonna talk about that. Okay. Starting off with number 1, which was care more about butt workouts and less about biceps. So, because of everything that I went through last year, if you didn't watch my previous video where I talked about what happened last year at my job, I became a full-fledged manager, and a lot of things happened, and I dedicated my entire life to my job that I lost, that I am currently unemployed from now because we closed. We are no longer in business. We shut down. That's a different story. If you want to know more about that, go watch my last video. Yeah, so basically I dedicated all my time and mental capacity and my entire life to my job last year. And so unfortunately I gave up on all workouts entirely, okay? I did not focus more on butt workouts. I'm so sorry for anyone who cares, but I also gave up on bicep workouts, which I really am upset about, but I'm gonna get back into it, I promise, soon. So I don't have biceps anymore. I'm gonna cut that out because it was very embarrassing, but I did have biceps at one point in time, okay guys? I was getting very strong and I was going to the gym regularly, and all I cared about was arm workouts, which is why my New Year's resolution was to care about butt workouts, because I had already accomplished my bicep goals, I think. But now I got nothing anymore, and I'm sad about that. So I haven't been going to the gym. It's been months, and I did not complete that goal. I backtracked, if anything. So that's that. Goal number 1, not accomplished. Number 2, answer text messages. That is forever going to be on my New Year's resolutions because I'm still bad at that, and I think I will forever be bad at that. I think I did get a little better throughout the year because I had no choice, because let's just say my phone was going off all day, every day, even when I wasn't at work, about work-related things, okay? You know, I would wake up and there was like 100 messages about my job every day. It was, whether it was the staff or the other managers or whatever, like it was just constant messages. And I did not get better at answering text messages about personal things, but I did get better at answering messages about job-related things, I guess. I don't know if you would consider that completing the goal or not, but I'm still working on that, okay? I'm still working on that. I still am the same way about let's rephrase that. I'm still the same way about answering text messages. It's like I either don't answer anybody for like weeks at a time, or I answer everybody all at once. I don't know why that happens. I think it's just, it takes so much effort to have a conversation with somebody. I don't know why. Unless it's very important, I guess, to the moment, if that makes any sense. I'd rather people call me. If you call me, I'd rather talk on the phone. I think I got better at that, actually. I got better at like answering phone calls and just like actually just having normal, regular conversations with people. I feel like I'm dying. Hold on. Where did my cold water go? Hold on. Talking like just takes so much effort for me. I don't know what it is, but I guess I didn't get better at answering text messages, but I got better at responding, or no, just having conversations with people. I did get better at having conversations with people, like in general, I think. And yeah, I don't know. Just not a text person. It takes too long. If you just like want to say something to me, just call me. It's like so much quicker and easier. Because then I can resume doing what I'm doing while talking on the phone, okay? So that's that. The third one is go to sleep before 7 a.m. at least 4 times a week. That was not accomplished whatsoever. If anything, I started going to sleep after 7 a.m. every day of the week. Every day. So I failed at that goal also. So it looks like we're not doing too well. Okay, so go to sleep before 7 a.m. at least 4 times a week. I think since I lost my job, I've been doing a little better at that, I think. Yeah, actually I have. I've been sleeping a little bit earlier than 7 a.m. most of the days. I got better very recently, in the past week, because I think it's been a week since I lost my job. Maybe a week and a half. I don't know what day it is anymore. Next one, wait. Yeah, we're on the next one. Hold on. Please hold for a Dr. Pepper break. I need to stop drinking soda. Maybe that's my New Year's resolution for this year. Maybe I should come up with that while we're doing this. I know it's March, but like I could still have New Year's resolutions this year, right? The year just begun, kind of. It feels like it just begun for me. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. So we're not gonna accomplish that goal today. Okay, so going to sleep before 7 a.m. at least 4 times a week. Yeah, so I'm actually doing really good at that now in the recent times. And that brings us into our next one, which is number 4, which is start drinking again, in parentheses, maybe. So that happened. And I think that's why I'm sleeping a little bit earlier than 7 a.m. because drinking knocks me out most of the time. And yes, I have been drinking again. Not that much, but definitely more than I have been in the past couple years. I think it's been a couple years, I don't know. Like I would drink like maybe once a month or whatever, like I socialized, which was like never. So I barely ever drank for the past couple months, the past couple years. And last year I didn't really drink either. So I guess I didn't accomplish that goal last year. But this year I am, so I guess I'm accomplishing 2025's New Year's resolutions this year, it seems like. So yeah, I started drinking again recently. It's because I'm unemployed and I don't know what else to really do. I don't know, you know. I've been hanging out with people more. Wait, is that on? That is on there. We're gonna get to that. Okay, so the next one was number 5, which was sell soul to the Illuminati, in parentheses, if approached. So, I'm not sure if like the Illuminati actually approaches people when they ask you to sell your soul to them, but if they didn't tell you they were part of the Illuminati and they wanted you to sell your soul, but they were trying to be secretive about it, I think that's what happened to me last year, to be honest. Because all the things that happened to me last year, I feel like were definitely like Illuminati related, okay? Because, like, I don't know how else all those things would have happened to me last year if it wasn't. Hopefully that they make me famous one day, I guess. I don't know. That's the next goal. For the Illuminati to make me famous, because all they did was make my life really difficult last year, and maybe it was a test. Maybe they were just testing to see if I was able to handle it. And I am. See? I passed the test, Illuminati. So if you're listening, then please, I'm ready for the next step. So I guess that's another goal I'll have for this year, is to finalize my finalize the selling of my soul to the Illuminati. There we go. There we go. Ow, fuck. Why do I keep doing that with my nail? Ow! You know, I don't know how people have long nails. This is a tangent, but this is the longest my nails can be without me just, like, scraping them on everything. I don't know how that happens, but I'm just so clumsy. I don't know. The Illuminati's watching. I'm ready for my next step. It's all a joke, by the way, guys. I don't really know anything about the Illuminati. I swear to God. Next is number 6. Socialize. I don't know if I did that last year. Did I? Maybe more than normally. Yeah, maybe I did. I did socialize a little bit more than normally. You know, when I became a manager at my job, which is what I keep talking about, but it's just, it was my life for an entire year. I felt like the connections that I would make with regulars at my job, I kind of transferred over to the staff at my job. And so, like, I did feel like, yeah, I was managing them, but I also felt like we were socializing a lot. I don't know if this happens to everybody when they become managers or whatever, or if this is normal, but, like, I felt like a therapist. Like, I felt like whenever I was, like, sitting in the office, people would just come into the office and start telling me, like, all these, like, really deep things about their lives. Oh my God, that was very overwhelming, I guess, in the beginning, because it was just constant. Like, a lot of people go through a lot of, like, really difficult things, okay, every day, and to hear it every day, like, oh my God, there was just so many times where I would just come home and cry about the things that people were telling me about their lives, because it's like, you want to help. Well, at least for me, I just, like, felt I always feel the need to help people, and, you know, there's just some things that you can't help people with, but I still wanted to, and it just, I don't know, it would hurt my soul that people were going through the things they were going through, and for me to not be able to do anything. I mean, I tried to for the best that I can, or the best that I could, but yeah, some people were just in some pretty dark situations, and it was hard on me to be going through what I was going through, and then on top of that, to, you know, constantly be hearing about, like, everybody else's lives. You know, I like it. I like that people opened up to me that much, and I always would, like, not enjoy that, but I don't know how to explain it. I like the fact that people can open up to me about, like, very dark, you know, hard times in their lives, because that, like, means that they trust me with that information. And, you know, like, I've been through some dark times in my life, so I can relate to a lot of the things that people were telling me, but it's just hard. Like, it was just very hard and overwhelming to always be hearing that every day. But in a way that felt like socializing. I guess that's what my point was. Like, I don't know. I felt like I was, like, deeply connecting with people in a way that I hadn't deeply connected with people in a while, I guess. You know, I was a philosophy major in college, and I don't know, like, those deep conversations that you have in philosophy classes and stuff like that, or whatever, I hadn't had that in a while, and, like, I felt like I had so much of that last year, which I enjoyed. Socializing, I don't know if I really did that outside of work much last year, but this year I am. Looks like I'm doing a lot of my New Year's resolutions from last year to this year. So I actually was just at one of the old managers' house today, and a bunch of my old coworkers or employees, whatever, a bunch of them were all there, and we were playing games, like board games. We had, like, a game night. How cute is that, guys? I haven't done that in a very long time, and I feel like everybody should do that once in a while. We played Hues and Cues, not a sponsor, but we played Hues and Cues, and I always wanted to play that game, and it was actually really fun. But a lot of people, I feel like, are colorblind and don't know how to describe colors, including myself. Okay, so that was that, and I hope that we can do that again. And yeah, I think socializing is very important, and sorry, let me backtrack. socializing is very important, I think, and I know that I don't do that enough, and that's like one of the parts of my life where I'm lacking the most, I think, because I like to spend a lot of time with myself. I do need a social recharge a lot. I am very introverted, I guess. Am I introverted? I feel like I'm introverted, and I feel like I need it like recharge whenever I hang out with people for a very long time. Like I could go days without even talking to people and I'll be perfectly okay with that. But I do feel like a sort of fulfillment from like socializing. And I think that everybody should do it, even if you would much rather be alone. There needs to be some sort of balance between a social life and being alone, okay? And you know, I know I don't have that, but I think that that's something that I need to always work on or always keep in mind, because I don't do that enough. Okay, so that's that. And I am trying to do that. So if anybody wants to socialize, hit me up. And before I get a job. Next, number 7. Number 7 is only consume long-form content. I don't know about that one. I don't think I really consumed much content last year because I was always busy, but the times that I did have downtime, I did not do that. I was just scrolling on Instagram Reels a lot, and I think that really messes with my brain. If I spend like a good amount of time scrolling on Reels or whatever, I just don't feel happiness like after that. It's like it depletes my dopamine, I think, and I just feel like that's why this was one of my resolutions. And it should be every year, and it should be every day, because short form content, it's too much. It's too much all at once, and then you just don't feel anything anymore, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna try and focus on that every day. So that's another goal that I'm gonna have this year. And that brings us to the last one, which is number 8, get a new brain. Preferably one without anxiety. So I did do that. I didn't entirely get a new brain, but I did kind of get a new brain without as much anxiety. And do you want to know how I did that? Okay, guys, I didn't tell you guys this yet, and I was going to save this for another video, but I guess this is going to be the video where I say this. So something that I did last year, dun 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 dun. Hold on, I need to bang on something. I don't have anything that's drum-like, do I? We're just gonna do it on the table. Ready? Dun 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 dun. That was a bad drum roll. Hold on, let me try again. Dun 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 dun. That was a bad drum roll too. Okay, I give up. So something that I did last year that I've never done before is I started going to therapy. I never did that before in my life, and I don't know why. I did try to film a video like mid-year last year that I never edited or posted or anything, where I talked all about that. But long story short, it's not that I was ever against therapy, but like there was just a part of it that I just didn't really like know how I felt about, which is paying somebody to listen to me talk. I don't know, like I always felt really weird about that, and like just, I don't know, it just feels a lot better to just talk about like things that you're going through with somebody and not have like a time limit or have to pay them. It just feels more authentic, and like, I don't know, it feels like they're actually listening. I don't know. There was always something weird about it to me, but I found a therapist that I really liked, and I was going through a lot last year, and I really needed that, and it really helped a lot, surprisingly more than I thought it would ever help. And I probably should start talking to her again. I kind of stopped because I felt like I was not healed, but like I felt like I got a lot out of it, and like I felt like I got what I needed out of it, and it got to a point where I just felt like I either was repeating myself or that I had nothing to say, I guess. I don't know. But I told her that if I ever needed a therapist again, that I would go back to her, and maybe I should. I don't know. I feel kind of better now, but so I didn't get a new brain entirely, but I feel like she did rewire my brain in a way that made me feel like less anxious about a lot of things. I don't know. She brought me back a lot to like childhood things, and like she had all these like not prompts, but I don't know how to describe it, but she would like make like really like just like get you into this like meditative state and like just make you think like as if you were your younger self or whatever, and then like bring you back to like the traumas that made you how you are now. And I feel like that really helped me like rewire my brain. So I do feel like I got a new brain last year, and so I accomplished that goal. I guess that's the only goal I accomplished. Yeah, so at least one of my goals was accomplished. I got a new brain, guys. It's a little less it's a little less unhinged, I think, but maybe it's not. I don't know. You tell me. Am I still like the same amount of unhinged? I don't know. I feel like I still am. Maybe slightly not because of the Lexapro or whatever, but like I'm gonna try and quit that for real. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned for Unhinged o'clock off Lexapro or whatever. Wait, you guys never knew me on Lexapro though. Wait. Never mind, scratch that. I'm gonna edit all that out. So yeah, I got a new brain. And it's good, I guess. It's all right. It's calmer. It makes doing this a little bit harder because, you know, I feel like my unhinged self was definitely based off of my anxieties and sadness. That's kind of another reason why I stopped doing this a little bit, because like I was talking to a real therapist and this kind of felt like a form of therapy to me. So like once I started talking to a therapist, I was like, I felt like all the things that I feel like when I was filming videos, whenever I was like upset or sad or depressed or going through something, this was like a release to me, you know, in a way. And like just saying out loud what you're going through, it feels like it releases it, at least for me. And so once I started talking to an actual therapist, I felt like I didn't really need to do this as much anymore, you know what I mean? But I did miss it throughout the year, like every day. I always kept telling myself, I'm gonna film more, I'm gonna do it again, blah, blah, blah. And then I never did, because like I felt fulfilled with talking to a therapist. I feel like everybody should talk to a therapist. Even therapists should talk to therapists, you know? It's very helpful, especially when you're really stressed out or going through something that you don't know how to navigate, you know? They don't really judge. I don't think. Maybe they do, but they don't tell you, you know? But yeah, so that was my New Year's resolutions for 2025. I didn't accomplish any of them except for get a new brain. So I was gonna think of some resolutions for this year, but I think that I'm just gonna reuse all the other ones because it doesn't seem like I accomplished much of my resolutions. I did accomplish a lot last year, don't get me wrong, because I did, but none of my resolutions, okay, except for one. Okay, so that's the update on my New Year's resolutions, and that's all I'm going to talk about now because I am tired and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. So thank you for tuning in to Unhinged O'Clock. Subscribe if you like me, subscribe if you don't. Goodbye.